He actually continued the modernization of the kingdom. He would be remembered in his last 2 years, specifically by the people who are disillusioned by what various revolutions, what we call wrongly, the Arab Spring. He got together with the President Sisi of Egypt and United Arab Emirates on forming a strong alliance against the Islamic fundamentalism. But before that, he did quite a lot for modernization. He removed the girls' education from the religious establishment into Ministry of Education. He introduced first modest, shy, but quite big by Saudi standards steps into having the nucleus of an unelected parliament that's chosen but sort of broadly consensus called the Shura Council, which included women and men were actually sitting next to each other in sort of trying to discuss the kingdom's problem and introduce new legislations to the displeasure of the conservative and religious establishment. He was careful not to challenge them, but he was putting them on the spot. In fact, he made two remarkable speeches. One of them, he took on the equivalent of the Muslim church, very, very strong religious establishment that underpins the legitimacy of the kingdom itself, by accusing them of not doing enough to combat terrorism and to take Islam forward. And the other one, he was instrumental in actually making it illegal for Saudis to go and volunteer and fight with the Islamic states and with other Islamic fundamentalist groups. And that have been totally unthinkable 3 or 4 years ago. One of the problems that the King Abdullah faced, and before him King Fahd, which is how to bring the country into some kind of a modern legal frame, at the same time not to challenge the religious establishment, because without the religious establishment, it would be very shaky legitimacy indeed, because let's not forget that almost 1 billion Muslims worldwide, they always look into Saudi Arabia not just as a country. It's almost like the Catholics look at the Vatican. They look at it at where the holiest of the shrines, Muslim shrines, are there. Therefore, the religious establishments there, they are backward, they are very conservative, and they could really undermine the king's authority. And so when you have problems like the blogger who sort of unfairly judged, again, not by modern laws, but by Sharia law, which is the constitution of the country, they try to find a way. Like last week, for example, they got a medical doctor to certify that he could not be flogged. They've been trying to find a way of getting the case sort of looked at again into the appeal court and so on. So, or the question of giving women full rights to drive, for example. I mean, the government and the king and the princes wanted women to drive, but again, the religious establishment were actually stopping this happening. So he had to actually walk a very tight rope, try to modernize and not to alienate the religious establishment.